Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. So we had started revision part in our last class itself. So we shall take up another chapter, that is fundamental unit of life. So today we will be discussing only long answer questions. So around 6 questions we will discuss. And wherever I mentioned a diagram, so you need to practice it at least for thrice. Okay. So let us begin the revision. So here under long answer questions, so first question is draw a plant cell and label the parts. So now in this question you need to draw a plant cell. Okay, refer textbook for clear picture. So under this question we have few sub questions, so where you can answer in one word. Okay, so first sub question is determines, so draw a plant cell and label the parts which determines the function and development of a cell. You should write the cell organelles which is responsible for these functions. Okay, so the label, when you are labeling you should know each and every organelle what is its function. Okay, so that if you know that, then it will be easy to solve these sub questions. Okay, so first sub question is which determines the functions and development of the cell, that is nucleus. So nucleus, it is going to determine the function and the development of the cell. Okay, next sub question is packages, so which packages materials coming from the endoplasmic reticulum, so which is that, it is Golgi complex, and which provides resistance to microbes to withstand hypotonic external media without bursting, that is cell wall. So cell wall is very rigid in case of plant cell, right? So it is going to protect, and which is site for many biochemical reaction necessary to sustain life, it is cytoplasm. So jelly like fluid where all the metabolic reactions, all the biochemical reactions takes place, and which is a fluid contained inside the nucleus, so it is nucleoplasm. Okay, so here you need to write a diagram of a plant cell. Next question, so draw a neat label diagram of an animal cell. So I've left it blank because I want you people to practice the diagrams wherever I say thrice in your homework book. I am going to chalk in the live session. Clear, children? Yes. So next is draw a neat diagram of plant cell. First understand the question, because 2 or 3 questions has been merged and you people should know in order to write the answer. First they have asked write a neat label diagram of a plant cell. Okay, and they have also mentioned a condition where you need not to label each and every part in case of plant cell. They have asked label any 3 parts which differentiate it from animal cell. So animal cell gu plant cell gu ಕೆಲವೊಂದು organelles different ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So which are those organelles you need to label. So chloroplast is present in plant cell and it is absent in animal cell, where in case of vacuoles are present large in size in case of plant cell, and in case of animal cell it is very small, and cell wall is absent in case of animal cell and cell wall is present in case of plant cell. So you need to write a diagram and label only these 3 parts. So answer to the point. Okay, next is draw a well labeled diagram of a eukaryotic nucleus. How is it different from nucleoid? So you should know the difference between nucleus and nucleoid. So first let us see nucleus. It is found in eukaryotic cell, wherein nucleoid we see it in bacteria, right? So since bacteria is prokaryotic cell, so nucleoid is found in prokaryotic cell. So nuclear membrane is present. Okay, so in case of nucleus we see nuclear membrane, where in case of nucleoid we don't see any nuclear membrane. So nuclear membrane is absent. So nucleus, it is very large in size, wherein nucleoid it is very small in size. So nucleus we see chromosomes that contains DNA. So where in case of nucleoid we see a DNA but it is circular. Okay, circular DNA is present. Nucleoplasm and nucleolus are found in case of nucleus, and nucleoplasm and nucleolus are absent in case of nucleoid. So this is a major difference between nucleus and nucleoid. So here also you need to write a diagram of nucleus. Only they have asked eukaryotic nucleus. Okay, it is there in your textbook. Okay, refer it and practice thrice. Next, differentiate between rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. How is endoplasmic reticulum important for membrane biogenesis? See, two question is merged here. So first question is, you need to write the difference between rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and you need to tell how is endoplasmic reticulum important for membrane biogenesis. Okay, so here smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER, shortly called as SER, as no ribosomal particle. Since there is no ribosomal particles on their surface, it looks very smooth, and it helps in the manufacture of lipids and fat molecules. Okay, so what it is going to synthesize, it is going to help in the manufacture of lipids as well as fat molecules. Where in case of rough endoplasmic reticulum, why we call it as a rough, RER as a particles of ribosomes on the surface of them, so hence they look very rough. So ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Okay, and the last question is, in brief, state what happens when dry apricots are left for some time in pure water. So you see dry apricots, so that is a dry fruit. Apricot, so take a dry apricot and leave them in a pure water for some time, soak them, and later transfer them to a sugar solution. So what is the thing you observe here? So that is, initially when water solution is kept, endosmosis takes place. That means water get into the apricot. Okay, because of the semi-permeable membrane. Okay, that is endosmosis. Later, due to transfer of sugar solution, exosmosis takes place, and result is a shrinkage apricot. So exosmosis means apricot has a water now. So higher concentration to lower concentration, the water molecules move away out of the fruit. So if it is moving out of the fruit, what happens? It will get shrink, right? So now the apricot get shrinken. Next sub question is, a red blood cell is kept in concentrated saline solution. So what happens if you keep red blood cells in concentrated saline solution? Okay, so concentrated saline medium will force the RBC to shrink and collapse due to exosmosis. Okay, so it fill with the salt solution, and because of that, what do you say, exosmosis, it will burst away, it will collapse. Okay, and the plasma next sub question, rio leaves are boiled in water first and then a drop of sugar syrup is put on it. So there's a spelling mistake, it is, okay, not id. So rio leaves are boiled in water first and then a drop of sugar syrup is put on it. So what happens? So the cells will be killed by boiling. So if you boil the rio leaves, the cells in the plant cell, I mean in that leaves, will die. Okay, when you boil at high temperature, it will die, the cells will die, and there would be no effect of addition of sugar syrup. Okay, so if the cells are dead, so nobody is there to absorb the sugar syrup, right? So there is no effect on the leaf when there is no cells at all. Okay, so it's a common sense question. Okay, so if you know the logic, if you know the topic osmosis, then you will be answering every questions. Next question, that is, Golgi apparatus is removed from the cell. Okay, so separate vesicles are formed with the help of Golgi apparatus, hence this will be influence. So what happens if you remove the Golgi apparatus? So I think I've not given this. So what happens? What is the function of Golgi apparatus? Helps in packaging, right? If Golgi apparatus is not there, so there will be no cell organelle for packaging the materials, right? So that would be absent. So I'll discuss that last sub question in the live session, children. So do practice it, and I want to see each and every diagram written thrice in your homework book. I'll chalk in the live session. See you all. Have a good day.